And so I'd like to invite up our elected Libertarians who are attending today. I see Mike Ferguson of Grandview, Missouri. Mike, in April 7th, well, a year ago, 2 years ago, Mike was elected to the Jackson County Public Water Sewer District, elected position. He worked hard and sent postcards and talked to people and got elected there and served. He also was appointed to and served on several committees in the city he resides in. And that led to, when he filed for office, nobody wanted to run against him because they knew he would win. So Mike ran unopposed for city council in Grandview, and I believe was elected on April 7th. So congratulations, Mike. Our next elected Libertarian hails from Springfield, where he serves on the Springfield City Council, Doug Burlison. Doug was also elected in 2007 in his second run for the City Council in Springfield. The first time, and a little history here with Doug, is that prior to running for the City Council, he had been county chair of Greene County. He had run for numerous offices, including Congress, I believe. And then he decided to get busy at the local level. And as we've heard over and over today, talking about county organizations, that's where you can have success. That's where you can build your credibility. And Doug helped put together an effort to petition to force an audit of the city of Springfield's finances. And he led that effort. That petition effort was successful. It forced the state auditor to audit the Springfield city books. Shortly after that was successful, amazingly enough, the city announced they had found over $1 million missing and filed criminal charges against, I believe it was a city clerk.
Court clerk.
City court clerk. And I believe you had run for city council prior to that and just missed winning. I believe it was 52 to 48. And then after that was successful, was elected to office. So that shows what getting involved and having credibility can do to have success at the local level. So thank you, Doug. Our third member of the panel hails from St. Joseph, Missouri, a recent winner of the Missouri Libertarian Party's highest award, the Carl Wetzel Award, Mike Bozarth. Mike was elected to the St. Joseph City Council in 2008, is that correct?
St. Joseph, 2006.
2006, oh my. It's been 3 years?
We got a 4-year term.
Mike previously served on the Clarksdale, Missouri City Council from 1988 to 2000, and is also publisher of the St. Joseph Telegraph. So congratulations, Mike. So do we have any other elected Libertarians from Missouri here? Okay, I guess we'll get started. I guess the first question I have is what, and perhaps I summarized a lot of it in my introduction, but what do you feel helped lead to your winning elective office locally? And we'll start from the right with you first, Doug, and I guess we can take the mic over here.
Well, I had done several runs for Congress as a Libertarian, and the last attempt that I'd made for Congress, I had actually ran as a Democrat. This was in the shadow of the Patriot Act, and you think, well, try to get some of the big tent effect going on here and get some of the Democrats on board with fighting against the Patriot Act. Unsuccessful. But I did end up getting 20% of that primary vote, which I think is what led to the next time around I ran for municipal office, city council. like Glenn said, just missed that one, but I think it was the name recognition from several public campaigns over the years that, well, it caused us to do as well as we did. And even though that was a defeat, we considered it a victory. I mean, it was just a very narrow defeat against an incumbent. And, you know, largely I had no political credentials at all except for having been a candidate. And, you know, we go on a couple years down the road. The terminology I'd like to use when it comes to convincing Springfield voters was actions speak louder than words, and that's what that audit represented. And I think that was the thing that kind of took us over the top there, was that proof to the voters that, you know, we do back up what we say about fiscal responsibility. And I believe that was the kind of some of the strategies that helped get me elected.
My path to getting elected actually started when the 2004 campaign ended. I was the lieutenant governor nominee, you know, as most of you probably know. And because I focused on real world economic business type issues, I was asked by the city to go onto the transportation committee because they liked what they saw in my Libertarian campaign, of all things. That was in 2005. And then 2006, I was elected chair of that committee. 2007, I was re-elected chair of that committee, and then that's when I ran for the water district and won that race. And I actually ended up with about 72% of the vote in a two-way race. And that really came down to, you know, just executing a real strategy. And what I did was, you know, I got the list and the history of the likely voters. I targeted them specifically. I didn't waste money on people who weren't likely to show up to vote. We did multiple direct mails. You know, we did the door knocking, we did the ads in the paper, we did the questionnaires, and it came down to, you know, just the fact of the matter is I just simply out-campaigned and outworked my opponent. And then, you know, 2008, I was appointed to the Planning Commission as well. And then when I ran this year, you know, I was prepared to run, you know, a real good campaign again. Had my data in place, had my you know, website in place. I had my voters identified, and then the filing date came and went. Nobody ran against me, and I was really surprised. And the day after the filing closed, I got a knock on the door from somebody who lives down the street. She used to be the president of the local PTA for a number of years, and that's who I'd expected to have as an opponent. And she knocked on the door and said, "Well, we'll talk about a few issues. I decided not to run because I knew I couldn't beat you." So I told her, I said, you know, you should have run. Voters need a choice. You know, and the reality was I just wanted to beat somebody to get the seat. I didn't know it was going to be anything. But that's really what it came down to was, you know, like Mark was saying earlier, like Doug has said now, being involved, demonstrating that you know the issues, and you know, having that sort of confidence that you know, instilled in others that you're going to be able to do the job and understand, you know, address the issues that they care about that's on their mind, apply our solutions, and it makes perfect sense. And so that's really, I think, where it's gotten me to where I am right now.